Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so when I was reading this week's chapter of Black Clover, especially when I was looking at it compared to like last week's chapter, it kind of felt like these chapters go well together because last week's chapter kind of felt like an ending or an epilogue to an arc, and this one it kind of felt like a new beginning to one or a new beginning to a journey. And the reason why I say that is because, alright, if you look at what happened in the last week's chapter, we finally, after like 3 or 4 chapters of trying to wake up Gouch, we finally got him back to normal, him and Marie. And then we had basically a reunion of all the Black Bull members besides Yami and Finral. And in a way, it's kind of an end of an Asta's journey for this part of the entire Elf Invasion Elf War arc. Because ever since he left Hage Village, even though he was only intended to go to the capital, he kind of inadvertently went on a journey to basically reunite with the rest of the Black Bulls. Which is what he kind of did. He got, he went out and got Vanessa, Magna, and Luck. Then he got Charmy and and then he got to the capital and met up with Captain Yami for a little bit. Finral was there for a little bit, and then he woke up Gouch, and literally now we have all the Black Bull members back together. We even have the kind of unofficial members, Marie, who we see a picture of her from Gouch in the base enough that she might as well be an unofficial member of the Black Bulls, and Sally, who we're pretty sure by the end of this arc is going to end up joining the Black Bulls anyway. So yeah, we have everyone back together again, and then that kind of signifies the end of that journey that Asta was on. And now that everyone's all healed up and ready to fight again, we split them up in this chapter because now the Black Bulls are going to be going off against the Fodder Elves, giving Asta, Noelle, and all the captains a chance to go off and fight against the main tier ones. Oh, and by the way, I just want to take a quick moment to say it was so fun seeing. I know Yami and Finral weren't actually there, but it was so fun because it's been so long since we actually seen all the Black Bull members together again. And then we get the interactions between Noelle and Mimosa versus Sally because of the way that Sally's going to be all over Asta. The comedic moments is something I really miss from the series. I mean, we get it. We really do get it here and there. And we've been getting it from these past few chapters in general. But at the same time, having all the Black Bull members back together, seeing the comedic way they act around each other and how they're kind of like a dysfunctional family, it's so fun. It's so nice to see it again after so long. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, this chapter kind of felt like a new beginning to a new journey because we have Asta going off to fight off against the main tier elves. Which, by the way, this is actually kind of fitting that this chapter felt like a new beginning because this chapter also kind of felt like in this entire elf invasion of war arc in general, it felt like this chapter is kind of getting us to like the final stretch of it. Because now that we have Gouch awake again, we have all the Black Bull members back together, we're kind of not really at the point where we have to care about the lower tier mages or elves. The Magic Knights who return as elves. Like we still have a few of them that we have to wake up, like Klaus. We still have to wake up Klaus. We still have to wake up Alcdora, who actually we see in this chapter. He's actually the reason why Vanessa and the rest of the Black Bulls and a few other Magic Knights actually decide to stay behind while all the captains go off to fight against the main tier elves. To give them a chance to escape and back them up in their own way. But yeah, now that we have Gouch back, he's really the last lower tier elf we actually really care a lot about waking up. So we can have Asta focus on facing off against the captain level elves and going off against them, and then building his way up to the inevitable fight with him and going up against Lich. Which, by the way, again, where is Asta went on a whole journey to find out to meet up again with his Black Bull members, got to the capital, and basically fought like what 10 people at this point, and still wasn't showing up. He had the straightest shot from Hage Village. He was flying. I swear, when we finally do meet up with again, we're gonna find out that he ended up on some amazing journey, got some amazing power ups. Probably ended up fighting up against like a whole bunch of elves himself. He has to have gone on some kind of like epic journey himself if it's taking him this long to make it there. Also, going along with the whole like ending of a new journey or ending of a journey, beginning of a new one kind of theme I was going with. We also got this chapter kind of paying off a lot of like things we set up in previous chapters. Like one big thing, we got Solid, fucking Solid of all people, admitting or like acknowledging the like how strong Noelle has become, to the point where he even actually like up until now he's kind of belittled her. He kind of treated her like she wasn't actually a member of the family. In this chapter, he acknowledges the fact that she is not only stronger than him, but he finally acknowledges her as his little sister and an actual part of the Silva family. And it's like such a big turn for his character. Because he hated her, he belittled her, he treated her like shit for her entire life. And we actually get to see Noelle get some gratification from him or get some like respect from him in this chapter, something he's never shown her or anyone that he felt like was below him at this point. In fact, I don't think we ever seen Sao would show any type of respect or like any type of like acknowledgement to anybody besides Nozel up until this chapter. So this is a big turn for his character. I mean, I doubt his character's gonna be like doing a whole 180 and being a good guy, or well, being a nicer guy now and treating even lower class citizens like commoners with respect or like with any type of like niceness. But at the same time, I think like his character's on the way to becoming somewhat better. Okay, so now let's talk about the most epic part of the chapter, in my opinion anyway, which was we got the return of the two characters that I've been waiting to see for a while now, which are the two lions, the brother and sister lions, Fugoyan, who we haven't seen for like, I want to say like 15 chapters now, ever since he woke back up and actually fought and said he's going to go into like the castle to help out against the elves, and fucking the most badass, the strongest, in my opinion, mage that we've seen in the entire series besides maybe the Magic Emperor Julius, and as Mareoleona finally making a return from the dead after being gone for so long. Ever since like the beginning of this whole elf invasion arc, she's been out and she's finally back in. Oh man, we even get a moment between her and Asta where Asta's like, "Oh shit, I heard you got healed, but at the same time I heard it's going to take you at least a day to wake up." And she's like, she basically says, "I'm too strong for that." Like literally, she just laughed at him. I was like, "Nah, fuck that." And we also get to see his nice interaction between Nozel and Fugoyan, which I've always compared the two of them to be like best friends in the same way Asta and Yuno are, with Fugoyan being like the Asta counterpart and Nozel being the Yuno counterpart. And because they even kind of, when they basically reunite in this chapter, they act the same way Asta and Yuno would have with Fugoyan basically saying, "Hey yo Nozel, sorry I made you wait so long," and Nozel basically just scoff at him, turning his head to the side and saying, calling him an idiot for like taking so long to wake up and recover. But anyway, yeah, now that we got the main players back together, basically like I said earlier in the video, we got the Black Bulls, I think Kirsch, and a few other lower tier people go stay behind and take off against Alcdora and all the other elves that were backing them up to come and fight them. And then we have Asta, Noel, Mimosa, Mareoleona, Fugoyan, and Nozel going off to fight off against all the other elves, or all the captain level elves that Yami and Jack are actually fighting off against right now by themselves. So it's gonna be this is, like I said, starting with a new journey where we have these the higher tier mages, because Asta, in all honesty, Asta and Noel are probably the two more powerful members of the Black Bulls at this point. Maybe kind of Gauchinaire and Vanessa, those two are actually powerful in their own right. But yeah, compared to everyone else, they are more powerful members, going off with the captain level people to face off against captain level threats, while everyone else stays behind to fight off against fodder characters. Now that's pretty much all that happened in the chapter, but I do kind of want to talk about the final shot of the chapter. In the very final panel that we read in this week's chapter, we get a close-up on Nero looking up at the sky. And it has me wondering what's going on with that. Like, I mean, it could easily just be that Tabata wanted to draw Nero, and he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to put this last panel with a close-up picture on him. But at the same time, Nero has been a mystery throughout the entire series. We have no idea what's really going on with that bird. I mean, he's supposed to be like any other member or any other anti-magic bird in the series, but we've seen in every interaction with him that he's somewhat special. He has some kind of like intelligence in himself, and he seemingly knows things that he shouldn't know as a bird. And as we saw with his interaction with the Witch Queen, she recognized the bird and saw that there was something special about him. So it has me wondering exactly what's going on with him. And there are a lot of fan theories out there where Nero actually might be just like how Yuno has the Wind Spirit and how Fugoyan has the Flame Spirit, that Nero actually might be the anti-magic spirit, which could be a thing. It could actually be a thing. We don't really know exactly what's going on with Nero, what the roles of spirits have in this world, or like what kind of spirits are out there. So it could possibly be that Nero has some kind of like importance coming up in the series. Maybe he knows Licha and Patry. Like maybe he has some kind of connection to them, and that's the reason why we're putting like a little bit of importance on him in the final shot of the chapter. But yeah, we'll just have to wait to see what happens in the next week's chapter to find out, or in the future parts of this arc anyway. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the chapter. Not a lot actually happened in this week's chapter, but at the same time, it was just so exciting to read it, because we got payoff for a lot of things we've been building up towards for a long time now, ever since like this half of the arc started. And we also got to see, like, the fun interactions between the Black Bull members, so, like, this whole dysfunctional family setting that they have. We got to see that interaction again, which is always nice to see. And not only that, it feels like we're finally getting to the final stretch of this whole elf invasion, elf war arc in general. So I'm actually excited to see what happens next, especially now that we have Mareoleona back up and running. One of my favorite characters. I've been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting for a long time for her character to wake up so we can actually see her in action again. I'm hoping I put out my video of, what I want to see before this arc ends. I'm hoping one of my things, like my number one thing, was basically her showing up and fighting off against Rye again. I hope we get to see that. And even if we don't get to see her fight off against him, whatever fight she ends up being in, it's going to be epic. So I hope we get, at least a glimpse of it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about the chapter. That's it for the video. That's it for the review. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below with your thoughts and theories. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on Twitter at Manga Archives. And yeah, catch you guys later. Peace.